everyone. I just wanted to welcome you to our parent open house night 2020. Hopefully it'll be the last time we have to say that. I never thought I'd be doing a remote parent night. We were kind of hoping that we could get you in here, but unfortunately we can't. Maybe later on in the year we will, but I know, keeping our fingers crossed. But anyway, just wanted to welcome everybody tonight, and we're going to give you a little bit of an overview of a day in the life of your Sunflower children. I wanted to introduce myself. I am Kim Campbell. I'm the lead teacher in the Sunflower class, and I have been here for 15 years now. I've lost track. I think I stopped after 10. So I've been here for 15 years now and been teaching the Sunflower class since the beginning of time. And I have to say, you know, Mrs. Kopp and I say this every year, how much I really enjoy being able to teach the 3s turning 4, 5 days in a row. It really makes for a wonderful community, and you know, we really are enjoying ourselves this year. But anyway, a little bit about me. As I said, I've been here for 15 years. I have 3 children. I have my oldest daughter did not go to school here, but my second and thirds did. My older daughter is a teacher in the Hamilford School District, and she has 3 children. So I'm a grandmom, and I have 3 beautiful grandbabies, Freddie and Caroline, who are actually in this class, and baby Charlotte, who knows, maybe someday she'll be here too. Yeah. We'll have her soon. She's just turning 1. I have a daughter, Courtney, who lives in the city with her husband, Travis, and their dog, Bert. No grandchildren there. And then I have my youngest, Doug, who is a sophomore at Penn State, still there. Fortunately has an apartment off campus, so he's doing his remote learning in his campus or off-campus apartment, and is very happy to not be home with me right now. So hopefully we'll get him home by Thanksgiving. And I'd like to introduce my partner in crime, Mrs. Kopp.
And I can take this off. We wear these all day. The kids love to see us without our masks on, which they, every once in a while during snack, we'll take them off. But I'm Kate Kopp, Mrs. Kopp. This is my 5th year teaching sunflowers with Mrs. Campbell. It's been a pleasure. It's a great year this year. I love this age. It's such a fun age. They're just learning, just experiencing things. So it's really fun. And this is a great group, and they're doing really well. You should be so proud of them. You've done a great job. As I said, it's my 5th year teaching here. I have 3 children. My oldest son, Kyle, is 29. He went here, had Mrs. Oxman. Then I have a daughter who is 24, and she's a teacher herself in the Colonial School District. And my youngest, Rebecca, is at Delaware, University of Delaware. She's in her 3rd year. She is also down there. She is also virtual, living in an apartment and going to school online. So I'm thrilled to be here. I'm so excited for you guys. I know it'll be an interesting year, but I have to tell you, these kids have adapted really well, and we're thrilled to have them here.
I thought before we ended this, Mrs. Kopp and I will just tell you a little bit about what we're doing to keep our little ones safe, and clean and apart from each other. And as you know, Mrs. Black's already told you, we're working under a cohort situation where it is just Mrs. Kopp and I and our 12 children. And we really are pretty much by ourselves the whole entire morning. As you know, we have the staggered start times, which, you know, adds to the safety of not crossing paths. And thank you for adhering to I know our class has the later start time, but it's just the way that it has to be. And we're working really hard to make sure that the kids are as, you know, distant from each other as they possibly can be, starting from the minute they walk in the door. So we appreciate all of your help and assistance with that, and with us saying to you every morning, so did you check all the boxes on the checklist? So we know they're all no's, but you know, it's something that we need to do. And sometimes it does jog our memories to say, oh yeah, I forgot we did not take their temperature today. And this COVID thing is so finicky that, you know, it's really important that we do go through our daily checklist. The couple other things during the day, we have separate playground times, and we have about a 5-minute crossing time from when one playground time ends for one class and the next one starts, so that again, we're not on the playground at any point at the same time. Mrs. Kopp is the most diligent cleaner She puts me to shame, but she is always
In the classroom.
in the classroom. Right, in the classroom. So we're very careful about making sure that on the playground we disinfect any toys. We have our own toys to play with, but we disinfect any group toys that we play with, so they're always clean by the time we leave. We are always disinfecting tables and doorknobs and lights and
washing
toys.
hands.
Yeah.
We every time I come near them, they do their cup hands. They may show you, and I feel like every time I come up, they do cup hands, and it's not always to sanitize, hand sanitize. We hand sanitize when they come in, wash hands before they, we hand sanitize before we go outside to the playground. We wash hands when they come back in. They have snack, we hand sanitize after snack, and then we hand sanitize before they come home. So they've got really clean hands, and they're really good sports about it.
They really are. And the other thing we have to give you props for is, and I also do extended day in the afternoon with some of the other kids, our class is aces with keeping their masks on. Just want you to know, there's no complaining. They keep them up. You know, occasionally we have some that are like on their eyes. That seems to be a fun game, to put it on your eyes and see if you can walk into a wall. We have the below the nosers, but that's okay. They're so lovely, and we just say, guys, masks up, and they know. And you know, and lastly, when we do have snack, you see we'll show you later, but we're very lucky that we have 3 giant tables with 24 seats in here. So we're able to space the kids every other seat during snack time so that they are not next to each other. They have to keep their masks on until after we say prayer, then the masks come off. We're really only unmasked for about 10 minutes. They are more than ready for a mask break by then. We unmask for about 10 minutes. They eat their snack. Again, Mrs. Kopp needs a tool belt for all of her hand sanitizers. We hand sanitize them again, and then we move on with the rest of our day.
Yeah.
So, and lastly, you know, I hate to say this, but I do appreciate, like, if you even suspect that they're, you know, getting sick or have a little fever, it can only help all of us to stay here and be with the children by keeping your child home. So we all want to be in school every day or as many days as we can, right? We've been waiting a long time to be here, so, you know, any help you can give us. And if they're a little under the weather, it's okay. They're here 5 days a week. They don't mind taking a day off and being with you. So that's pretty much our
Start.
COVID, our COVID rundown for the day and for the school year. So, and you know, if you ever have any questions about anything, please feel free to ask us. So,
yeah.
So thanks for all your cleaning.
Sure.
Appreciate it.
Sure.
All right, so I thought what I would do next is give you a little rundown about what our day looks like. The day is basically broken up into 15-minute segments because that's just about their entire attention span for any given activity, except for playground, which they love and they could stay out there forever. So I wanted to show you a little bit about what we do from the time they enter the classroom in the morning until when we're dismissed at whatever time it is, 11:40. You'll see up here, this is our daily chart. This is really important for the children because they're constantly saying to me, wait, is it story time? Is it music time? And this is nice because it gives them a little independence and being able to see what our agenda is for the day. So we start out with open time. Open time is when in the classroom we have all of the different areas set up. And this is about 40 minutes worth of free play because it's when children are coming into the room. It's when we do art time. And it's just a time for, really, it's a big socialization time. They learn to play with each other. They learn to share with each other. They use a lot of their creative energy to come up with, whether it's in the block corner or it's playing with toys on the tables. It's really fun to watch them grow and develop as they learn how to play with different children and also play with different toys and areas in the room. We have fine motor toys that we play with, and we have larger gross motor toys that we use. During art, we do all sorts of mediums. We do painting with different types of subjects. We do gluing, we do a lot of cutting. So if you come home with today, I think not today, but at some point you will come home with little teeny pieces of paper in your school bags. I apologize in advance for that, but they love cutting up things really small, and the more scissor work they can do, the better off they'll be. So we're really focusing a lot on that. We'll be working on pencil grips, all of the skills that we need to work on for them to be prepared to go to pre-K next year. So there's a lot of that thought too. So during open time, it's a lot of fun. They have a lot of fun playing with each other, being silly, being happy. It's wonderful. The next thing we have is morning meeting. And morning meeting is a time when we all come together, we greet each other, we greet the teacher, we find out what our daily schedule is for the day, we find out the ever important helper chart, which is what our job is for the day. If you hear them come home and say, oh, I didn't have a job today, I had a day off, that's what we call it, so that there's no hard feelings, because obviously we don't have as many jobs as children. So if they don't have a job for the day, it just means that they had a day off, and that's always good to learn for future workplace. So that being said, then in the morning meeting we usually have a lesson. So as I've told you in our weekly emails, we are weekly theme based, and so usually what our together time is after we get done our greetings and we do silly greetings to each other. We also will do a little bit of a lesson on whatever the theme it happens to be for the week. Then we, sometimes we do some singing, a little bit of finger plays. Then we move on to playground time. Very coveted, can't wait for playground time. We get about 20 minutes on the playground. We go out, we have a lot of fun playing on all of the equipment. We have also planted our garden full of winter vegetables and flowers, which they love, and they love to water the garden. There's also a mud kitchen out there, so if they come home a little muddy, it's just because they're having fun in our mud kitchen, which is really lots of buckets and bowls and a lot of water and whatever else happens to fall on the ground and go in the mud kitchen. And I think today it was worm stew we were making, so in case you're wondering what that is. Then we come in from playground time, we move on to snack time. Again, a really nice social time. Every day we switch up who sits where, so you get to sit next to a new friend every day of the week, which is wonderful. Again, adds a lot to our community. Then we have music in motion, which is when it's time to get up, moving. We do some dancing, we play beanbags, we play parachute, we do a lot of movement activity in the classroom, and we're very fortunate to have a lot of really fun music that we get to dance with. So again, some more exploratory time and a lot of energy releasing time. The next thing we have is music class. We have that 3 days a week where we will go upstairs to our brand new area upstairs and have music with a piano, and some days Mrs. Black does the piano and other days Mr. Edward from the church does the piano, and it's wonderful, and we will go up and learn new songs that we wouldn't normally sing down here. Then after that we come back, we need a little quiet time. We have story time. They all come and sit on the rug and we read a story together. Again, the stories are all based on whatever the theme of the week is. And then as they say, okay, we're done story time, now it's bye-bye, that's what we call it, bye-bye time. So we get down to the go home time, and then we have a little classroom chant that we say, and a little classroom goodbye song, and then we leave for the day, except for those that are staying for lunch. So as you can see, it is a really, really, really busy day. And as you know, our program is play-based, so as you can see, what we do here during the day really facilitates learning through a play-based function, and that's, in my opinion, the best way that they can learn. I mean, they're learning without even knowing that we're learning. Well, I like to refer to it as we're kind of tricking them into learning things. And they don't know it, and they're enthusiastic about everything that we do. And so it's really, as I said, a busy day, and these children are here 5 days a week, so you will start to see by Thursday they get a little tired, and that's okay, but they're never grumpy here. They're always happy. They save that for you when they get home. So there you go. There's our day in a nutshell. All right, I just thought I would show you, since you're not here with me, I would show you what our classroom setup is. Over here, first of all, the rooms are beautiful and it's so much fun. Having been here for 15 years, it's really been fun to see the evolution of these classrooms. And being over in the other building last year was wonderful, but this is so great. So what we have here is our reading corner, and we have some lovely pillows and cushions to sit on. This is our library. We change the books every week to, again, whatever the theme of the week is, so that they can pick a book out whenever they want and during open time and come and sit on the cushions over there. And of course, all 12 of them usually try to smush over there. but they've gotten better about it, and they will come and sit on the rug and spread out a little bit. We also have quiet reading time on occasion when we have some extra time, and they can just grab a book and sit down and read to themselves, which is really a nice feature to have. Then over here, this is where I say it all happens here. This is my lovely rocking chair where I sit and read to them. Most of the time I am on the rug with them. The rug is where we do a lot of things. You'll see we have circles on the rug, and that's really to split them up so that they can be their best listeners and their best learners, and also meet new friends. So we always switch up where people are sitting, and they can, as I said, get to meet new people, but also really focus on what it is that we're learning. And then over here, this is our Discovery Center. It's still very fledgling right now, but this is where we do some of our science experiments. This is where we will learn to do some touching and feeling things, some experimentation, and every week we change what we're learning about on this Discovery table. This week we're learning shapes. So you can see I have different felt shapes, and they're learning to do patterning over here. So they can just come and play at their own pace over in this corner. Then over here is where all of our tables are. So in the morning when we're set up, we'll have, this is our art table where we will sit with a teacher and do a specific art project. Over here we'll have like a larger building toy, which again will facilitate their creative thinking. I've seen that, it could be Duplos, it could be Legos, it could be Mobilos, all sorts of Magnetiles. You can't imagine the things that we come up with. They're wonderful. And then over on this far table, we usually do science, or we do puzzles, we do our math work, some literacy work over here. Then, this is our really fun new area over here. We have our kitchen area is all over in this side, and we have blocks in these drawers here, and they bring the blocks out and they can create on the floor here, which is wonderful. They come up with all sorts of great buildings and roadways, and usually we'll have a large motor toy on the rug here. So a lot of times things just morph over here, and the structures they come up with are pretty wonderful. And their cubbies are, you probably can't see, but your cubbies are over here. This is when they come in the morning, they find their cubbies right away. We work on a symbol identification, so each child might be the blue duck, or somebody else might be the yellow duck, and that's how they navigate the classroom when they first come in at the beginning of the school year. They'll know that their cubby is, if they can't read their name is there, but they'll also might see, oh, I'm the yellow duck, that's where my coat goes, that's where my school bag goes, that's where my art box is, and my art smock. We also have mats, so when we come to morning meeting, we lay mats on the floor with their symbols so that they can identify where they should be sitting. They're pretty good right now. They don't even really need to look at their symbols. They pretty much can read their names now, which is wonderful. And so we're moving into trying to spell their names, which is always a little tricky for them. And you can also see this week, we're learning about colors in addition to shapes, so we have our color bears hanging up on the wall, and they're very good source of entertainment. We try to hang up the kids' artwork when we can, and so that they can enjoy what each other has done, and you will get it back eventually. But I think it's really an important thing for them to share what they've done. They take a lot of pride in their work, and they will come over and they'll say, wait, which is my tree? Which tree did I do? Or which whatever it is that we're doing for the week, is that one mine? And then, they'll talk a little bit about it, and they'll share it with their friends. The one other thing I did want to show you, back over here, this is our family display that we had. One of the things I really love to do with the children is get them comfortable speaking in front of each other, and speaking in front of me, speaking in front of anybody, just to get that comfort level. So a lot of times I'll ask them to come up to the front of the room. We did that with this project, that we would pull down their picture of their family and their picture of them, ask them to tell us who's in their family, then we learned to do some counting with that, but it's really good. It gives them a lot of self-confidence to be able to stand up in front of each other. So in a nutshell, there's our day, there's our room, and as you can see, it's a lot of fun in here, and they stay busy all day. All right, I just wanted to wrap up. Usually when you're here with me, I have what I call my housekeeping portion of the evening, and I just have a few things that you may or may not know. Usually what I do is through the emails, I'll send you information that you might need, but just a couple of points of information just for general classroom management. As you know, I do send out a weekly email, so if you don't get one from me, usually it's not that I've forgotten, it's that I may have, for some reason, your email address may have hopped off or not, and sometimes that does happen. Just let me know if you didn't receive it. And it's really nice for you to read what we're doing. I'll try to give a little recap of what we did the week before and then what we're going to do for the upcoming week. And it's kind of cute because I can tell the kids will come in and say, oh, I always say on Mondays, what are we learning about this week? And they'll say, shapes or colors or transportation, and they know, and they're very proud of that fact. So the other thing I wanted to let you know is I have set up a text chain. So I have everybody's cell number, and if there for any reason we have to close school, I'd like to say it was only because of weather, but I think this year it might be for other reasons too. Hopefully not, fingers crossed. But if I need to get in touch with anybody, last minute, usually be early in the morning before you would get up and ready to come to school, that's when I would use the text chain to just let you know for whatever reason if school's been canceled for the day. I am going to be doing progress reports, which is a paper report that I will send you on how your child is doing, and that usually comes home right before Thanksgiving. That gives me enough time the next month to really get to know your child really well and be able to let you know how they're doing in the classroom. So you will get that probably sometime mid-November. We do have conferences in March. No idea if they'll be live or not. Hopefully they will. But that would be a time for us to really sit down and go over some of your child's work over the course of the year, follow how they're doing in all the different areas of school. So you will also get a written report about that, but you also hopefully will do either a live or a Zoom. I don't know what we're going to do, so TBD. We do celebrate birthdays in here. Typically you would be able to come in, but unfortunately we won't be able to do that this year. But I think it's really important that we still celebrate their birthday. So when it is their birthday, they'll get a birthday crown. We usually have cookies or something that we will, I'm not sure what we're going to do about that yet because we don't have any birthdays till November. We might do a little snack treat, but we'll see. We'll have to figure out what the COVID rules are for that. And I mentioned in my last email about our Top Dog, which is introducing your child. And to the rest of the class, they're kind of like the person of the week. So we haven't started that yet. I think I sent you out a description of what that is, but I will let you know in the next week or two when we start that program. And everybody, there's no rhyme or reason who goes first and who goes last. So don't worry. They get a little worried when some of the kids start going. It's usually every 2 weeks, but everybody gets a turn and we make sure that they know that. Just a couple other things. I think Mrs. Black had sent home going home notes. So if for some reason your child needs to go home with somebody else, just make sure you fill out one of those notes so that I know where they're going and who they're going home with. And 2 things that we're working on: putting on their own coats. So we learned that today. They put their coat on the floor upside down. Their toes go by the tag or the collar. They put their arms in the sleeves and flip it over their head. Really important when you have 12 little friends that need their coats on and we don't have a lot of time on the playground. So you can help them with that process at home. That would be great. And the other thing is potty time. They're doing great with the bathroom. Usually we take them the first month of school, but now they're all pros at it and they just let us know when they have to go. We send a few reminders. So if you're having any emergencies as you're driving home, let us know and we'll make sure that they get on our hit list of having to go before they walk out the door. And lastly, 2 things. I'm going to be putting together a little directory or booklet of all of the children in the classroom so you can get a picture of them. And when your child comes home and says, oh, I played with Susie today, you'll have some idea who Susie is, because oftentimes Susie's not Susie. Susie is John or somebody else or Betty, whatever. So you'll be able to identify who that person is, who they may be playing with. And let's see. Lastly, we're really fostering independence with the children. So anything you can encourage them to do on their own at home is fabulous, because we're doing the same here at school. Whether it's packing up their school bag, cleaning up their area, they're all wonderful cleaner-uppers, putting things back. They're all doing a terrific job with it. So any help we can get from home for that is wonderful. And lastly, as I said, they are awesome. We are so enjoying the children this year, and they've really, literally from day one when they came in here, they've really kind of gelled as a group, and we feel very fortunate that you guys sent us such wonderful children. So we're really having a terrific year. They're very kind friends. They are inclusive. They're sharing with each other, and these are all things that sometimes we don't really see for a couple months. So, tell them that you're so proud of what they're doing at school, because we are proud. You can let them know that Mrs. Campbell and Mrs. Kopp are very proud of them. We tell them that all the time. So, thank you so much for coming to my virtual open house, and I'm really looking forward to having a wonderful rest of the year. And if you ever have any questions, please feel free to email me. You'll have my email address, and I will get back to you as soon as I can about anything. So thanks so much, and have a great night.